The father of this 12-year-old boy trying to play the race car. My point is this. It was 3 young black boys and 1 black girl got raped. It ain't a race car, okay? Cause here it is. The family of the 12-year-old boy involved in alleged gang rape of the 12-year-old girl is pulling the race car, excusing his behavior and even blaming the victim. There is so much wrong with this story. Let's talk about it. And this is quite frankly, it is kind of fucked up here. And everything. People want to play the race car so fucking much. It's pathetic. It really is sickening. People want to play this race car right here. But we're going ahead and get into the video right here. I'm going to keep on dropping more videos about this subject right here today, throughout the day. And everything. So let's get into it, shall we?
We're gonna leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong 2 kids.
Right. So that young black man that we're talking about is a 12-year-old boy who allegedly put rocks in the mouth of a 12-year-old girl as she was being sexually abused by 2 other boys that he was with. But yeah, let's pull the race card on this one. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Now, today we're going to be talking about the story of a 12-year-old girl, as we should be focusing on the victim in this story, who allegedly was sexually abused when she encountered 3 boys at a local community center, I believe the story states. A 12-year-old boy by the name of Josiah Jones, who we're going to be focusing on later on, another 13-year-old boy, and a 14-year-old boy, who took her to a secondary location, restrained her, put rocks in her mouth, and then allowed one of these kids to sexually abuse her for up to 30 minutes. The rape only stopped when this young girl's father ended up calling her name. Now, all 3 of these boys are going to be charged as adults in the state of Florida for what they did to this young girl, which is stirring up a bit of controversy in the news and creating a discussion. Now, the father of one of the boys, his name is Mervyn Jones, has come forward to say that this is a young black man who we're charging here, and we should really think about, I guess, the racial dynamics of the story here.
This is a 12-year-old boy we're talking about. We're gonna leave him in jail and put a life charge on a young man, a young black man that was visiting Miami. It was with the wrong 2 kids.
Now, he goes on to point out the age of the kids. I believe those kids are now 14 and 15 years old as they're going through these court proceedings. And he says not only did his 12-year-old son at the time get mixed up with the wrong group of kids, but also that the allegations are bogus. So are the allegations bogus, or did your 12-year-old get mixed up with the wrong set of kids? And of course, he's making an emotional plea to those who are listening that he was just a young black man who is visiting Miami, as if the race of this individual has anything to do with the crime that he committed against a 12-year-old girl who also happens to be a black victim in this case. I think she deserves justice, and if the justice system has decided to try these 3 as adults, then so be it, given the nature and the heinousness of the crime that they've committed here. As I said before, this 12-year-old allegedly put rocks in the mouth of this young girl to keep her quiet as she was being raped for 30 minutes in this crime. Now, the 12-year-old that we're talking about, Josiah Jones, is being charged as an adult with aggravated battery and false imprisonment for assaulting this girl and restraining her as the assault continued at the hands of another boy. And I personally don't see anything wrong with that, again, given the nature of this crime. These are felonies that, if convicted, will follow him for life, and they have, I believe, pleaded not guilty at this point. This means he could face prison time. Of course, he will not be able to vote. He will not be able to own a firearm in the future. And again, given the nature of what you've done, I don't know what else you expect here. And we're getting mixed messaging from other family members who are now getting themselves involved in this case. The mother of Josiah Jones, while these court proceedings were going on and while people were being interviewed, was heard screaming, crying, quote, "It's not true. He's only 12. So, again, we're hearing the allegations are bogus, but he got mixed up with the wrong group of people. What he did didn't happen, but also he's 12 years old. You guys let me know what you think in regards to this case. Now, this next video is going to, I think, blow a lot of your minds. This is a video allegedly made by one of the aunts of the kids who is also being charged for this crime. Now, which one, I don't know. It's not stated here, unfortunately. Let me show you what she has to say.
Spanish Honduran, he don't give a he's savage. So he like, you been talking about you wanted to do this to me. You finna, do me like this. So I guess he got aggressive with her, and she was like, oh no, I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna sleep with all of y'all. I'm only sleeping with him. So I guess whatever happened, while they was running the train on her, the lady who stayed upstairs must have on her way down to check her mail, or you get what I'm saying, drop her garbage or whatever. She seen them, cause how the building is made, where the lady who seen the kids is like right there, and the farm is right there. So you can look over her balcony and see everything was going on in the farm. So I guess she spotted them. So in the mix of her spotted them, she like, what y'all doing in there? So that's when she wanted to yell, y'all stop. But she went home. She never told her mama anything. Going on 2 days.
So let's go ahead and pause here. If you're not following the ebonics that you're listening to in this video, she's essentially stating that the 12-year-old girl was interested in at least, I guess, one of the boys, but did not want to sleep with the rest of the boys. So then the boys proceeded to run a train on her. For those of you who do not understand what that means, that's when they're all getting involved sexually, one after the other, which in this situation was somebody who isn't consenting, would qualify as gang rape, although the charges are not reflecting that. So we're getting conflicting stories here. She goes on to say that the young girl didn't tell her mother what happened. And that must explain, a large part of this situation being untrue, because why wouldn't you go and tell somebody if you were sexually assaulted, as if that doesn't happen all the time? Let's continue watching.
She never told her mama anything. When the lady came to find out who daughter it was, she went and told the stepdaddy. So when the lady told the stepdaddy, that's when the little girl went to tell her mama. They dragged her from the park, they took her there, and they raped her. I ain't justifying nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't finna sit here and read y'all comment. I got on here to check her.
I'm not justifying anything. I got on here to check her, as in to set the story straight on the young 12-year-old girl who is accusing these boys of rape. Now, let me set the record straight for this lady. If a girl does not want to have sexual intercourse with the parties involved, and the parties involved continue to restrain that girl, put rocks in her mouth, and have sexual intercourse with her, she has been raped. Now, as she states here in her very own video, she says the girl did not want to be involved in what went down, and the boys proceeded to run a train on her. That's called rape. And many communities, all communities, have issues with sexual assault and sexual abuse, particularly as it pertains to children. We've spoken about that at length on this channel. There is an overwhelming issue within the Black community with this problem. And another issue that coincides with the sexual abuse and assault that happens in all communities, but also in the Black community, is the justification of the sexual assault and sexual abuse. And when you're dealing with somebody like this, just so ghetto, okay? Their justification for the abuse will just blow your mind. And when I tell you this happens all the time, it happens all the time. This sort of allowance of this behavior. And when you mix this video with the rebuttal from the father that this is a young Black man who was just visiting Miami and got mixed up with the wrong group of people, but also the allegations are bogus, you have the perfect cocktail to create a child like this who goes to commit crimes of this nature. Not to mention the father himself, it seems, has a lengthy rap sheet himself with different crimes that he's committed, at least in his past. This creates the outcome that we're now experiencing right now. And I don't know what else you're meant to do in a situation like this, other than start to give very heavy penalties for crimes such as this to try and stop them from happening. Okay, and if that involves this 12, probably now 13-year-old, another 14-year-old and a 15-year-old being tried as adults for what they did, this horrible thing that they did to this young girl, so be it. Do we need to watch more of this video? Let's just watch a little bit more in case, just to see if she turns a new leaf or turns a corner in her justification of the assault of this young girl.
Go tell us.
Doesn't matter. Those 3 boys raped her. No matter if she had sex with one of them and then one of the other 2, they were there when she got raped. And these idiots are trying to call a race car or trying to justify something. No. She was raped. Those other 2 boys raped her, don't matter what. She had sex with one boy, doesn't matter. Those other 2 boys involved, they raped her. Bottom line. Bottom line, rape is rape. I don't care what color is, what shade is, what background is from it, rape is rape. Okay, these fuckers want to call it race car because they want to take the blame off the 3 boys and put it on the victim. It's classic bullshit right here. What pisses me off about this kind of community. These are people that cause the black community to have bad names. I know some people ain't gonna like this in the comments. They're gonna pay me, somebody's gonna say some comments on my video, some bullshit like that, but let's face it. Rape is rape. I don't care if you're black or white, Puerto Rican, Mexican. Rape is rape. I don't care if she had sex with one boy and then had sex with the other 2 boys. If those 2 boys participated, was there and hold her down when it happened, it's rape. Simple as that. Back to this video. Oh, one more thing. And these people right here, this woman in red in the video where they're trying to justify some shit. You need to get your fucking mind checked. Let's go.
Tell the story the right way. Don't get on here trying to make it seem like my nephew on a run or for none of that. Because if he get direct 5-2, he already got a lawyer. But I know at the end of the day, your daughter ain't telling the truth. Your daughter only pressed the charges because you forcing her to press charges. Your daughter was never a virgin before she got touched.
All these videos get to me, not only for the instance that they're covering, but the fact that you can just watch this and know that it's happening all the time. All the time, especially in a culture like this that perpetuates it even further and goes on to blame the victims for what they've experienced, to say things like she was not a virgin before she was touched. Oh, and I know so many of you are going to hop in the comments and share stories that are very similar to this experience. And I don't want to make this just simply a black thing. This happens with all races in all communities. I stated that earlier, but there is just a particular cultural element to this video and this story that I know is going to resonate with a lot of people because it's been their experience and it's been the response that they've gotten from family members trying to come forward about their assault and sexual abuse. I guess we'll see. You know, there is a world where these are just 3 black men who are being completely abused by the criminal justice system, and these are false allegations that are just completely made up to go after, 3 young black boys who are future doctors. But there's also a scenario where these things that are being alleged are absolutely true, are absolutely what happened. And guess what? People need to be held accountable. And at this point, with the video I'm seeing and the response I'm seeing from some of the family members who are connected to these young boys, when some of y'all say we have to start going after the family members for how these kids turn out, I'm starting to feel that. And I don't know how you do it. We see it happen with kids who end up being school shooters, where we start looking at the parents and go, how did they get access to a firearm? How many red flags were there that your kid was going to end up like this that you ignored? How long have they been on an FBI watch list? How many times have you been told to watch out for your kid and you missed that? Because when I'm looking at these parents and looking at this aunt, I'm starting to connect the dots as to how these kids turned out the way they did. And some may say it sucks to see a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 15-year-old, whatever age these kids are right now, bearing the brunt of the way that they were raised because of the crime that they ended up committing on the other end of that. And there's room for that conversation, but we're also in the reality of a 12-year-old girl who was raped at the hands of these 3 individuals in an extremely disgusting way. So there you have it. This is not something that pulling the black card is going to work for you on. I don't think you get to say this is a black man who's being, discriminated against by the system for this particular story, but you're going to watch them try. Guys, give me your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, if you disagree with any